You walk around this building and everyone is so supportive and so excited about what is happening with the Fever.
And has the balance of power in the WNBA just been shattered by a single phone call? For weeks, the league has been reeling from the seismic impact of Caitlin Clark. But now, a rumor is spreading like wildfire. A claim so bold, it could redefine how superteams are built. The whispers coming from inside the Indiana Fever's front office are suggesting the unthinkable. A decorated WNBA champion and coveted free agent has just made her intentions crystal clear, effectively issuing a demand to play alongside the rookie phenom. This isn't just a player expressing interest. This is a power play. An ultimatum that puts the Fever at a crossroads and signals to the entire league that the game has officially changed. The question is no longer who wants to play in Indiana, but who is willing to do whatever it takes to get there. And it all started with a series of hushed conversations. The kind of insider chatter that usually stays buried behind closed doors. But the Caitlin Clark phenomenon has blown those doors wide open. Reports began to surface from usually tight-lipped sources that Azurá Stevens, a name that carries serious weight in championship circles, had communicated a clear and unwavering message to her agent. A message that quickly made its way to the Fever's top brass. The directive was simple. Get me to Indiana. This wasn't presented as one of several options or a preferred destination. The language being used was far more forceful, described by one insider as an outright demand for a deal. Stevens allegedly made it known that her primary, if not sole, focus this free agency period is to position herself alongside Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and to become a part of the revolution unfolding in Indianapolis. The news sent shockwaves through the league's inner circles because it represents a complete reversal of the WNBA's historical power dynamics. For years, players gravitated toward established dynasties in New York, Las Vegas, or Seattle. Indiana, a team that held the first overall pick for a reason, was a rebuilding project. A place for young talent to develop far from the spotlight. But Caitlin Clark isn't a spotlight. She's a supernova. And her gravitational pull is now warping the very fabric of free agency. The alleged demand from Stevens is the first concrete proof that players aren't just noticing the attention Clark brings. They are actively strategizing to capitalize on it. Viewing a spot on the Fever roster as the single hottest commodity in professional sports. This move, if true, is a calculated career-defining decision to chase not just a title, but a legacy as part of a genuine cultural movement. But that wasn't the whole story. Because the player at the center of this firestorm is no ordinary free agent. To understand the true gravity of this situation, you have to understand who Azurá Stevens really is. She isn't just another name on a list. She is a championship-caliber weapon. A player whose unique skill set makes her the basketball equivalent of a master key, capable of unlocking the Fever's full potential. A product of the legendary UConn Huskies program under Gino Auriemma, Stevens was bred for excellence. Winning is embedded in her DNA. Her professional career has seen her evolve from a promising young talent into a proven contributor on the biggest stage. Her crowning achievement came as a crucial member of the 2021 Chicago Sky Championship team, where she played a vital role in delivering a title to a city that had long been starved for a WNBA victory. Stevens is a 6 feet 6 inches forward who embodies the modern game. She isn't a traditional back-to-the-basket big. She's a versatile floor-spacing nightmare for opposing defenses. She can knock down the three-point shot with consistency, forcing defenders to chase her on the perimeter, which would open up driving lanes for Caitlin Clark and create more room in the paint for Aaliyah Boston to dominate. Her ability to stretch the floor is precisely what analysts have identified as the missing ingredient in the Fever's offense. Imagine Clark running a pick-and-pop with Stevens. The defense would be faced with an impossible choice. Collapse on Clark's drive and leave a proven champion shooter wide open, or stick to Stevens and hand the most electrifying scorer in the game a clear path to the rim. But her game is far from one-dimensional. Defensively, she is a formidable presence, using her length and timing to alter shots and protect the rim. This two-way impact is what makes her so incredibly valuable, and why her alleged demand carries such enormous weight. It's not a player past her prime looking for one last ride. It's a versatile in-her-prime champion who has studied the Fever's roster and identified herself as the final critical piece of the puzzle. Her arrival would instantly elevate Indiana from a promising young team into a legitimate, terrifying title contender. And as the rumors swirled, a much bigger picture began to emerge. The one that explained exactly why a player of Stevens' caliber would make such a bold and calculated move. This situation isn't happening in a vacuum. It is a direct consequence of the single most explosive phenomenon in recent sports history: the Caitlin Clark effect. What Clark has accomplished in just a few short months transcends basketball. She has become a cultural and economic force of nature. And every player in the WNBA is feeling the full weight of that impact. The numbers alone are staggering. Arenas are selling out with teams moving their games against the Fever to larger NBA stadiums just to accommodate the unprecedented surge in demand for tickets. Television ratings have shattered all previous records, with millions of brand new fans tuning in just to watch a rookie play. The league itself, long fighting for the mainstream recognition it deserves, finally agreed to full-time charter flights. A move largely attributed to the immense pressure and widespread attention Clark brought directly to that issue. This is the new reality she has single-handedly forged. Playing with Caitlin Clark is no longer just a basketball decision. It's a business decision. The level of visibility she commands is a golden ticket for every teammate around her. Every pass she delivers, every highlight she creates, shines a powerful spotlight on the players sharing the court with her. This translates directly into bigger endorsement deals, a larger social media following, and a level of name recognition that was previously reserved for only a select handful of the league's biggest superstars. Players across the league have witnessed it firsthand. They've watched as Fever games consistently dominate sports media, as Clark's teammates transform into household names almost overnight. They understand that joining this team means stepping directly into the center of the basketball universe. Azurá Stevens' reported demand is simply the first major acknowledgement of this powerful new truth. She isn't just chasing a ring. She's chasing relevance on a truly global scale. She is betting that a season or two as a primary target for Caitlin Clark's dazzling passes is worth far more for her career and personal brand than a slightly larger contract on a team competing in relative obscurity. The gravitational pull is undeniably real, and it has officially placed the Indiana Fever's front office inside a fascinating and high-stakes predicament. While fans and media fantasize about the perfect super team, General Manager Lynn Dunn is facing a deeply complex and delicate chess match. The idea of adding a player of Azurá Stevens' caliber is incredibly tempting on the surface. But the reality is fraught with serious challenges that could define the franchise's direction for the next decade. The first and most immediate hurdle is the WNBA's unforgiving salary cap. Every single dollar is accounted for, and signing a top-tier free agent like Stevens would require significant and creative financial maneuvering. This isn't the NBA, where teams can comfortably exceed the luxury tax threshold. In the WNBA, a hard cap means hard choices. Who would the Fever have to move on from to create the necessary cap space? Would it mean trading a promising young player, or allowing a beloved veteran to walk? These are the brutal calculations a GM must make, carefully weighing an immediate upgrade against the potential cost to the team's overall depth and long-term flexibility. Beyond the finances, there is also the crucial question of chemistry and long-term vision. The Fever have spent years meticulously building their young core around Aaliyah Boston and Nalissa Smith. They have cultivated a very specific culture, one built on growth, patience, and shared development. Introducing a high-profile, high-usage veteran into that carefully constructed environment is a considerable gamble. How would Stevens integrate into an offense that already features two established frontcourt stars in Boston and Smith? Would her presence consume the touches and developmental opportunities these players need to reach their absolute ceiling? Lynn Dunn is playing three-dimensional chess. She must weigh not only the on-court fit, but also the delicate ecosystem of the locker room. Is the potential reward of an immediate championship run truly worth the risk of disrupting the foundation she has so carefully and deliberately constructed? This is the defining dilemma every successful franchise eventually faces. The choice between committing to a slow, organic build or pulling the trigger on a blockbuster move to win right now. For the Fever, that moment has arrived far sooner than anyone could have anticipated. All because of the unprecedented and unstoppable power of their rookie superstar. And that leads to the most unspoken, yet most critical factor in this entire equation. The game played on the court is one thing, but the invisible politics of a locker room can shatter a dynasty before it ever truly begins. The creation of a super team is a fragile and delicate process, an exercise in managing egos and expectations just as much as it is about X's and O's. The current Indiana Fever roster battled through a grueling season together, forging real bonds and genuine chemistry in the trenches. They are the ones who laid every brick of the foundation. Now, imagine a star player arriving not merely as a new teammate, but as someone who reportedly demanded to be there, potentially claiming minutes and shots from the very players who have been committed to this team from the very beginning. It introduces an undeniably complicated dynamic. Will the existing players welcome Stevens with open arms, viewing her as the missing key to a championship run? Or will there be a quiet, simmering resentment? A feeling that an outsider is arriving to capitalize on the world they sacrificed to build? Aaliyah Boston is the reigning Rookie of the Year, a franchise cornerstone in her own right. Nalissa Smith is a former number 2 overall pick carrying legitimate all-star potential. Their partnership in the frontcourt was supposed to represent the future of this franchise. The addition of Stevens would fundamentally alter both of their roles and responsibilities moving forward. History is littered with cautionary examples of super teams that imploded from within due to clashing personalities and deep disagreements over roles. Because for every success story like the Miami Heat's Big Three, there are sobering cautionary tales of supremely talented rosters that simply couldn't overcome their own internal politics. The pressure on head coach Christie Sides would be nothing short of immense. She would be tasked with carefully juggling the expectations of multiple all-star caliber players, all while operating under the brightest media microscope the WNBA has ever positioned over a single franchise. Every loss would be ruthlessly scrutinized, every substitution loudly questioned, and any hint of locker room friction would instantly become a national headline. This is the deeply hidden risk embedded within the Stevens demand. It is a direct test of the Fever's cultural foundation and a genuine challenge to the leadership of its young stars. Adding a champion to the roster is one thing. Successfully integrating one is another matter entirely. But whether the Fever ultimately signs Stevens or not, the impact of her alleged demand is already permanent. And the floodgates are now officially and irreversibly open. This moment will be remembered as the precise point when the Indiana Fever transitioned from a rebuilding project into the league's single most coveted destination. Stevens' power play has transmitted a crystal-clear signal to every other star player, every pending free agent, and every disgruntled talent scattered across the WNBA. Indiana is the place to be, and the time to get there is right now. Agents are undoubtedly already working their phones, quietly gauging the Fever's interest in their clients and exploring every possible pathway onto that roster. The Stevens situation has created a concrete blueprint. It has demonstrated that a direct and unapologetically aggressive approach might be exactly what it takes to join the most watched team in the history of women's sports. This is almost certainly just the very first wave. Who comes next? Will a veteran sharpshooter, having seen the wide-open looks Clark consistently generates, attempt to force a trade? Will a defensively elite guard, hungry for a championship, willingly accept a pay cut just for the chance to play a meaningful role on a legitimate contender? The possibilities are both endless and utterly exhilarating. Lynn Dunn's phone is likely ringing without pause, not because she is making calls, but because she no longer needs to. The Fever front office now holds every single card in the deck. They occupy a position of power that would have been completely unimaginable just 1 year ago. They can afford to be selective, carefully evaluating different options and handpicking only the players who represent the absolute best fit for their system and their carefully constructed culture. This one rumor has fundamentally shifted the entire landscape of WNBA team building. It has dramatically accelerated the Fever's timeline from a multi-year developmental project into a win-now juggernaut with championship ambitions. The era of players choosing Indiana has arrived. And this offseason could witness a talent migration to the Midwest unlike anything this league has ever seen before. The Fever are no longer simply building a team. They are standing on the very edge of building a genuine empire. In the end, the factual truth behind the demand is almost secondary to what it powerfully represents. Whether Azurá Stevens issued a direct and formal ultimatum or simply expressed an overwhelming personal preference, the message delivered to the entire world remains identical. The power and influence of Caitlin Clark are so staggering and all-encompassing that she is single-handedly reshaping the deepest ambitions of the league's most decorated veteran stars. What might have been perceived in any other context as an act of pure arrogance is, within this extraordinary new landscape, simply a smart and decisively calculated career move. It is a full and public acknowledgement that playing within Caitlin Clark's orbit represents a genuinely transformative opportunity, one that is absolutely worth fighting for. The rumor alone stands as undeniable confirmation that the Indiana Fever have become the new epicenter of the entire WNBA universe. They are the team everyone is watching, the story everyone is passionately following, and the roster that every ambitious player wants to call home. The old guard of this league has been formally and loudly put on notice. A new power has risen, not merely through calculated draft picks and quiet player development, but through the sheer, unstoppable force of a single player's extraordinary cultural impact. The pressure now falls squarely and completely on the shoulders of the Fever organization. They have been handed a golden age, a rare and remarkable chance to construct a dynasty capable of dominating this league for years to come. The question is no longer whether they will become a powerhouse, but how they will manage the immense and breathtaking weight of the crown they are now destined to wear.